Introducing the all-new Italiano range of pizza. Pizza Ultimo. Pizza Hut.
Moving on to sports news now. A 7-wicket haul by Stuart Broad gave England a resounding 170-run win over New Zealand in their first test at Lord's today. Having posted 232 in their first innings, England bowled out the Kiwis for 207 in their first innings and posted another 213 in their second, setting a target of 239 runs for victory. Chasing 239, the New Zealanders were bowled out with just 68 runs on day 4 today, unable to counterattack the Englishmen's pace attack. Vijay Watling made 13 runs and Neil Wagner scored 17, but the rest of the batsmen were dismissed for single figures. Stuart Broad bagged a career best 7 for 44 in their second innings to power the hosts to a 170-run win. Broad was also adjudged man of the match.
Late and just enough to take the edge.
Might have been that extra swing.
Up in the air. Who's got this? Alistair Cook, can you get there? Can someone get there? No! Down she goes.
Professor Ranjit De Silva, who secured 164 votes at the election for the World Badminton Federation held in Malaysia yesterday, has been elected to a 4-year term on the federation's board. Speaking to Sports First following his victory, Professor Ranjit De Silva alleged that the Sri Lanka Badminton Association and the Ministry of Sports worked to ensure his defeat at the election. Although the Vice President of the Sri Lanka Badminton Association, Palitha Hettiarachchi, was to participate at the concluded World Badminton Federation elections, at the last minute, the president of the association, Suraj Dandenia, participated in the election.
Professor Ranjit De Silva submitted his nomination for the position of President of the Sri Lanka Badminton Association on the 28th of February. However, after the Sri Lanka Badminton Association rejected several nominations, including his, Professor De Silva sought justice from the Human Rights Commission. Although the Sri Lanka Badminton Association subsequently accepted the nominations, a group including Professor De Silva chose not to participate in the election. They said that election fraud was committed in order to elect a group including Suraj Dandenia, who incidentally has not represented the country at any level in the sport, who contested the election on special permission granted by the Minister of Sports. Professor Ranjit De Silva charged that the Sri Lanka Badminton Association adopted a similar strategy during the elections for the World Badminton Federation to ensure his defeat. This victory was not won by me. It was a victory for the country. But I am disappointed. The Sri Lanka Badminton Association and the Ministry of Sports did not give me any assistance. The Sri Lanka Badminton Association did not nominate me for this position. I was nominated by the Central African nation of Zambia. Letters were sent from Sri Lanka that I be rejected. I wish to state clearly that my country did nothing for me. But I will do things for my country. The president of the Sri Lanka Badminton Association, Suraj Dandenia, says that these allegations cannot be accepted. When Sports First made inquiries, he said that he could not believe that a learned individual like Ranjit De Silva could make such an allegation. Dandenia said that he is honestly happy about Ranjit De Silva's victory in the election. On several occasions, people from our country have been given positions internationally. In the recent past, we have seen several instances where actions have been taken to prevent their election. What word do we use for people like that? They are either traitors to sport or traitors to the nation to prevent the appointment of good intelligent persons to these positions. When will people who are dedicated to sport and are qualified to hold position receive due recognition? Should the door be closed for persons who come forward as patriots and do the bidding of sport authorities, or should attempts be made to denigrate qualified persons? Open for dialogue.
Denmark's Emilie de Forest won Eurovision yesterday before an international TV audience of around 125 million, clinching the coveted crown of Europop with a Folksy ballad backed by a wall of fire, flutes and drums. The barefoot 20-year-old blonde stole the show with her song Only Teardrops in the final that saw 26 countries battle it out in the southern Swedish city of Malmö for the top prize in glitzy European pop music. Well, we leave you tonight with some of the highlights from this musical extravaganza. Good night and have a pleasant week ahead.
Words falling down the rooftops, falling down the roof. from the past. Let's find a way to carry on. My gravity, I'm like a butterfly, and I should have stayed up high. It's stronger than me, my gravity.
Αλκοτές και τροχονόμος, δεν είναι για μας ο δρόμος.